role is my job is people. Everyone is my business. But unfortunately, in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackomek, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into The Breeze. I am Harrison Arns, running the ones and twos. We got the host, as always, Haas and DP. Haas is streaming in, DP's in studio. And again, I'm Harrison behind the board. Crazy week of college football. Nebraska got a win. My Bears finally got a win. But there's plenty of things to talk about. Haas, I'll throw it to you, host, as always. Where do you want to start today?
DP, you guys did a lot this weekend.
1 second here, Haas. Sorry, I'll have you. I had you muted there. Go ahead and repeat yourself.
DP, you guys did a lot this weekend. We should start there for a minute. What was it like to cut the ribbon?
We've been trying to put it in perspective. And Haas, you'll get this again. You know, this was not the plan. Like I was going to retire, bro. I was done. Like I was going to chill. I was going to be the guy sitting in the crowd yelling at people, that sort of stuff. But
you are pretty old, so
yeah, right. Like, you know, I was old before I got here. That's the other part. Like, I was old before I got here. But then to get here and then meet people, and then you get into space, and then you realize there's some stuff to be done. You know, the whole Love Prince theory is leave everything that you cross better than you found it. And I have to be legitimate and loyal in that. And when it comes up and you see an opportunity, you have to honor it. So to have a room filled with people, our caterer said they fed over 240 people.
Well, Amon Green might have taken like 10 of those.
Yeah. I'm on the machine.
He was going in.
I'm on the machine. But to have that many people here who are just here to celebrate and to be together and be in a good space and to have created the space for this stuff to happen, it's really cool. I mean, and Hoss, you get this, that, I mean, you're not even from here. And now Husker Nation is a part, it's been injected in your blood. And that's what sports does, is that it gives you the opportunity to connect. There's mutual understanding of what people love and why they love it. Sports does that pretty well. I mean, I think sports and music are the two things that cross over as well as anything else. And you don't have to be 100% loyal to the Huskers or the Niners or the Lakers or the Bulls or whatever, that people can get together in sports and form some brotherhood. So that's what we're doing. That's how we're doing it. And it was a great day. The sun's out. It's a beautiful crisp fall morning in Lincoln. So yeah, it's a good day. And there's lots going. Yesterday was weird with the Husker game being Friday night.
Yep.
Which is kind of the other thing. Like I'll ask this, and Harrison chime in. And it's kind of like if the 49ers play on Thursday and win. If the Huskers win on Friday night, would you rather it be on Saturday? Or does the extra day really help you kind of celebrate? Because it just feels slightly less than.
I've always been big on, like, I don't know if this is like an old school take, but I'm always kind of big believer like high school football Fridays. I will watch my Huskers if they play on a Friday, but of course, I'd much rather watch my Screws play on a Saturday. Never really been big on the Friday. I understand money talks. It's the TV deals. That's why we're doing it on those Fridays. And it does give some of those schools that, if they're not typically bringing in big numbers, it gives them a chance to get some more fair share of the TV. So, there's pros and cons to it, but yeah, I'd still much rather watch the Huskers play on a Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, Hoss, like the late night, I mean, you're a Dodgers fan, so you kind of get to understand it, that when your game's not prime time, or even if it is prime time, it feels different in different spots, right? And maybe Hoss is a little bit glad that the Diamondbacks started late, but it's just weird. Like I don't think Husker Nation got to fully. Yeah, there's no other games going on, and the country was watching, but it just didn't feel all that to me.
So as a coach, I enjoy the wins that are earlier, because now my team's going to build momentum and have extra time off, more preparation, and it will snowball and hopefully lead to a winning streak. So if you're asking, do I like the Thursday night games for the 49ers? If they win, hey, it's another day or two off, and that means next week's going to even be better. So the Huskers can enjoy one more day, a little bit more rest, a little bit more preparation for their next matchup. That's how I look at it. Now, back to the original conversation on the ribbon cutting. Love is a two-way street. So you can't just love one way and have it work. So that means Nebraska understands what's going on. Husker Nation understands what's going on. And they embrace 93.7 Ticket with open arms, and they embrace Love Prince with open arms. So kudos to Nebraska for having great hearts and being able to understand when you have a gem to really, really embrace it. So props to Nebraska for being able to make 93.7 The Ticket grow.
They were hungry for kind of a 93.7 The Ticket too. And DP, that's one thing I'll give you credit for. Because even when I, when I came to Lincoln in 2018, there really was never, yes, there's Husker Online, and those shows are all great. I don't want to take anything apart from them. They're all fantastic. We work with a lot of them. But be able to get like some of these student athletes in here, get the full stories, there wasn't really a good source to do so. And now at this point, I mean, we just have so much content from people in the community, student athletes, and then just for fans even to chime in here. I know Fitness Fanatics, they just have everyday people that go through amazing feats. We just had Beth, and she had stage 4 cancer, and she was showing up 6 days a week for kickboxing. Did not care. And those people in the community, like you said, it's awesome to know that they're even out there exist. We have the Doan Athlete Project. There's a Doan wrestler, woman wrestler who went to the Olympics. Like no one really knew about it until I heard that on air. So again, it's just awesome to see, and kind of talking about, how sports bring us together, Haas. I'm definitely at that now because you guys definitely picked up Randy Gregory. I saw. So now you got some Husker blood in there. Now I'm definitely gonna have to root for the 49ers a little bit.
He's got it. Like, he's got it. Those are the rules. We don't make them.
You give Randy Gregory to the line coach that the 49ers have and the coordinator that the 49ers have, and ooh.
Yeah. It's a system where I'm sure he was licking his chops, be like, that is exactly where I want to go.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah,
and
the rich is getting richer. Yeah, thanks. The best team in the NFL just got a predator, a full-blown predator to run on that defense to take some of the pressure. Hey, put him on the opposite side of Bosa. What could possibly happen? What could possibly happen? Chaos.
With Hargrave and Kinlaw and Armstead in the middle. Yeah.
Right? Like, come on, man. Like that's almost like if you're in the NFC West, don't you just kind of go, seriously? Like, what do we do to you? Like, what are you mad about, bro?
Seahawks, I just imagine, just got to be getting incredibly upset because they already knew it's going to be an uphill battle. They're going to have to outcoach him, and now it's, I mean, my lord. And Brock Purdy again has still not really shown any weaknesses. He's just balling out week in, week out. Yes, he's not being asked to do a ton, but what he is being asked to do, he's delivering consistently.
I mean, I wish we could rewind and play clips from August about Brock Purdy and just put it on and listen. And I'm just going to wait till January, wait till February. Because
I got to say it for you, Haas. Don't worry. It's clipped and ready to go at the end of the season. And it's going to look really good for you or really bad. But I'm getting worried here that I might have just made you look like a genius.
Hey, watch this. What can we add? What can we add to this chaos? Yeah, I'm gonna make it. Like, listen. It is the beauty of sports that in this time, and we've been lacking in the baseball talk, and it's just kind of weird because it's actually a very good year for Major League Baseball. Like, this is a fantastic year, and the playoffs are just gonna be like, this is now
playoffs.
Like, feed me, right? Feed me. And then baseball says, not only am I going to give you what you want, I'm going to give you some stuff you didn't know you wanted, because we had, and we can be honest, we all kind of checked the box that the Dodgers had a play toy in the Diamondbacks, and Kershaw's going to go mow them down, and there'll be 1-0, and we don't have to worry about it. And then it gives you the Braves and Phillies, and then says, okay, we're going to give the Phillies game 1. We're going to give the Rangers game 1. Now it gets super, super exceptional. And we actually have to pay attention to teams that we've kind of ignored all year long, and saying, baseball fools us every year.
We see that all the time. We see it in the College World Series.
Year.
I mean, you guys can speak on this more, but baseball, that's got to be like one of the biggest momentum sports because it can flip on a dime. You see that all the time in the College World Series with a team that just barely scrapes in, starts to get on a heater, and they look completely different.
So Kershaw's ERA in the postseason right now, in this postseason, is equal to the number of baseball games played in the regular season.
Yep. One of the GOATs. One of the greats.
Let me pause real quick. And I texted you while you're dropping the puck last night. Shame on you, Dodger fans. Shame on you. Yeah. I understand Kershaw did not look like himself. He missed the target by like 5 feet on every throw. He's coming back injured. He says he's not injured. He's trying because the Dodgers pitchers are like beating people up and they're not available and they're injured and so on and so forth. So he's trying his part so rookies didn't have to start game 1. And he messed up. He brought you a ring. He's the best ERA in MLB history in the regular season. He's been a Dodger for a really long time. And he had a bad outing and you boo. That is not acceptable. I don't understand why fans boo. Those aren't real fans. Pick up your guy. Don't boo him.
Especially, I mean, in a franchise, in an organization that is just so deep in talented people, talented players, legends, legacy, history. Like Dodgers and Yankees get to and Red Sox get to root differently than everybody else, right? I mean, think about it. There's a handful of left-handers in Major League Baseball history that are on the level of Clayton Kershaw. 5 of them played for the Dodgers. Like you get like the GOAT lefty conversation requires that you bring up 5 Dodgers, right? Like you got to bring up Fernando, you got to bring up Sandy Koufax. Like you have to go. Wait a minute, that's not. How do you get all the GOAT left-handers and you're still winning with them? Like you don't have to win that. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not a fan of booing anyway.
Yeah, my worst experience with booing is I'll never forget. And I think the Nebraska fans are better than this, and I hope they realize that. But the booing of Chucky Hepburn when he played for Wisconsin
still bothers me.
Yeah, that one drove because I mean that's a Nebraska kid. He did what was best for him.
Still bothers me.
Yeah, I just hate the booing.
Still bothers me. Like I don't understand booing. I don't boo. Like I don't even boo referees and umpires. Like they're opponents, not enemies. Like it's a game. It's a game. And we spend our time in that energy. And I'm like, no. And then to boo your own is just a weird thing to me. It's a level of self-hate that while I get like, hey, you want to vent and you want to, oh, okay, fine. For some, it's a part of the fan experience. It's just not part of mine, especially in that situation. I mean, Hall sent me the text and I was just like, wow, you're booing Clayton Kershaw. But then if you ask me that, there are people here in Nebraska back in the day who wanted Tom Osborne fired.
Yep.
So there's that. There's that. They're not always getting it right. Haas, it was exceptional to do what we do, and I couldn't wait to sprint home last night after the Stars game. Did the puck drop. I also a couple of things about the puck drop. And Amon Green's representing the ticket. He's dropping the puck tonight. So if you're in Lincoln and you want something to do, head out to the Icebox. 5:00 puck drop. But they didn't put there's a carpet that rolls from the area onto the ice.
Make sure you get there safely.
Right? They didn't put the carpet down. They
What?
put the carpet down.
What shoes? Did you have the proper footwear?
There are no proper shoes.
Well, if you got dress shoes,
I had on dress shoes because
extra slick.
I have a grandmother who wouldn't allow me to show up at a public event without dress shoes on, and it was worse than anything you could possibly imagine. Just like, oh, I'm gonna go heels overhead, bro. There's not like I just saw it, and then you could out of the corner of your head see out of your peripheral see the cameras up. Like different people with their phones up, and I'm like, I'm gonna be on the internet. Like I'm gonna be the dude who just goes, man. Oh, I was gonna go butt over head, man. I knew it, and I'm just like, okay. So finally, I just said, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna be the guy who stays off the ice and drops the puck. I'm gonna make the skaters come to me. So that's what I did. I was like, you guys, like, I'm waving them on. So if anybody ever got a video, I'm just like waving them over, like, get over here. I'm not coming out there. It's not happening. We did the puck drop. And then there's also a weird thing that happens in certain cities where you become a pseudo celebrity.
Yeah, you're
like,
in there.
You're not Amon Green. You're not anything, but you're something. And they're not. I'm not sure what that level is, so I make no assumption, right? Like, why would you, like, okay, y'all got it wrong because Amon Green should be the first day, but hey, whatever, man, I understand. And people are wanting to take pictures. So they had a little holding room right off the ice, and people are walking up, and they're just like, hey, can we get a picture? Hey, can we get a picture? And this was before I dropped the puck. So I was like, okay, all right, this is what we're doing. After the first intermission, I get a text from the president, Lori Crocker, and she goes, hey, you want to ride the Kawasaki? Now, Haas, for those of you, if you don't get it, they have this four-wheeler this Kawasaki 4-wheeler that they put on the ice.
Is it a side-by-side or 4-wheeler?
It better be 4 wheels. That's the only reason I got in. I don't know what it is. I'm not like that kind of, but it's like in my mind, it's a dune buggy. Right?
Okay.
like basically. And then once he gets it, he goes, go over and meet Sal, and he'll take you in, right? And I get in the passenger seat, and I notice immediately it's got handlebars in front of the passengers, right? So I'm like, oh, what have I just done? What have I committed to? Hey, man, you're supposed to wave at people, and they're throwing pucks at you? What? You're throwing pucks at me. You're throwing things at me but then he tells you, he goes, hey, the last time I did this, I went into the wall. Because it's not built to be on ice, man. Yeah, no. It's just like, and he's like, watch this. Those 2 words let you know that there's chaos about to happen. He goes, watch this. And he goes into a full 360 spin that leads to another 360 spin, that leads to another 360 spin, that leads.
I've seen it in the icebox. I've gone. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, if you're not ready for it,
oh my God. I'm just there, and I'm having conversations with myself because people are watching and they're cheering, and I don't want to be the dude who doesn't wave.
Yeah.
But I also don't want a dude that gets spun out of this thing into the boards at a hockey game in public. So we made it through. The friends that I had that were there, they were like, there's 2 responses. There's no way. 0 chance I'm doing that. And the other was like, that was awesome. So imagine I equated it to being the guy who jumps off the speakers onto a table at a wrestling match.
That's a good
Half
analogy.
the people are going to go, that's awesome. The other half is like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. So I fall firmly in between. I'm half idiot, half awesome.
We do have a few from the text line that I want to get to. And again, we have Don asking about your Lincoln Stars experience. He wants to know, did you Vince McMahon power walk out of there at the end of it?
Oh, they could have played no chance. They 100% could have played no chance because I am walking like I had a pair. Like, it was like, oh, my goodness. Like, getting out of that thing. And it was back with the Zamboni. So I'm gonna ride the Zamboni at some point this year. That's a thing I want to do. But yeah, it was just you walk through it. It was like full on Vince McMahon, man. There's no with a little Ric Flair attached to it. A little like a woo was appropriate.
And then just a few more here. Eric just saying, again, you're trying to figure out what your celebrity status. We got your freaking DP. And then again, John and Cortland just says, damn, the things I missed. And yeah, if you haven't been to a Lincoln Stars game, definitely go. I'll say this. I honestly think I've probably been to the Icebox more than any other sporting event. Easy to get seats, always great seats, cheap drinks, cheap food. And again, you're watching potential NHL talent out there, at the least, some Power 5 players. So it's good talent. You're not watching, scrub. I think people have a misconception of the USHL.
Oh no,
it is legit talent. It is a great atmosphere, and the Stars are a premier USHL
like
team.
Top 5 round draft picks in the NHL. So there's the Caps got one. It's top talent. They didn't play well last night, but it happens.
Yeah,
I mean it happens. But great crowd, like over 2,000 folks. There was a lot of beer consumption.
Typically.
Yeah. That was the thing. And then in the 2 fan seats at the end of the arena that are like the club seats, the parties were on last night.
Yeah, I still
the parties were on last
section
night.
I need to get back in there because I think I'd have to look up the site and see what those tickets cost for those club seats. But they got that nice section over in the back.
So here's the thing, Harrison, just so you know. You have VIP status with the Stars. You produce their street.
Sold.
Yeah,
I know
like,
what I'm
this
doing
is-
next
listen,
week.
Listen, bro. Before I go, you should go. Like, this is the thing. So we have tickets for the night. We have 10 seats for any home game, which you get your first in line, bro. Any night that you're not working, you want to go. If you want to send somebody to go, we also
That you're not working.
Keywords.
I'm not an idiot. It's off the foot. Any night you're not working, but nights you're working, if you want to send your friends, that's the thing. As long as they go and represent the ticket and don't
be knuckleheads out there.
Don't drink and puke. That would be. Notice I didn't say either or. But yeah, that area is generally where we usually sit at the end.
Man, that's good to know. Haas, we got a little bit of time here. Why don't you go ahead and lay out a question for us? Let's get something so we can sink our teeth into it on the next segment.
So for Fastlane, with the new tag team champions, with Jey Uso winning with Cody Rhodes, was that the right decision? And what are the storylines that are going to come with it? So that's the story of Fastlane, knowing that you just took main event Jey Uso and split up his tag team and then made him a tag team champion. So how quickly is this going to be how long of a championship reign is this going to be? Because you can't hold up Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso with all the other storylines you have going on. So that's something we should talk about after the break. But with wrestling, did people come out with signs at all? Did anyone win Northwestern tickets, or was that forgotten?
We got mooned. We got mooned instead. What did Eddie Murphy say? They pressed ham against the window. They pressed ham against the window of the studio. They literally went cheeks to glass, bro.
And don't worry, for all our listeners, we do wipe that down in the morning.
Yeah,
so don't be concerned if you get too close.
Yeah, it gets. And then before we go to break, just another thing, I got to sit at the corner. I got to sit at the corner of the rink last night.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how much mucus was on the glass.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Oh man, there's a lot of body fluid going on out there, man. I was like, whoa, okay. You just left that there. Sweet.
What a great spot to go to break. This is The Breeze. I'm Harrison, DP, Haas. We'll catch you guys on the other side.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Yet another Nebraska winter is looming, and you know you're going to need tires on your vehicle. Don't fret, they are all on sale now during the October Spectacular event at Graham Tire Company. Buy 3 Kumho tires and get the 4th tire free with the purchase of an install package. Save big on Goodyear, Hankook, Nokian, and more. Big rebates on select Goodyear tires that will double when you use your Goodyear credit card. It's their biggest sale of the year, and it's happening now. GrahamTireLincoln.com, getting you to the places that matter most.
Not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit asiaretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze. Again, I'm Harrison behind the 1s and 2s. We got DP and Haas on streams. Again, if you guys want to join the streams, great way to do so, especially with the nice cameras we have in here now. Great quality, great audio quality as well. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 951. And again, you can also catch those on Amazon, those podcasts, if you want them. Ticketfm.com, Apple, Spotify, wherever you want to get them. We'll have them up for you by the end of the day. But Haas, go ahead, and I want you to go ahead and lead us into this segment. I know you posed it before, but for all those listeners just tuning in.
So with Fastlane last night, there were a couple stories that are going to help push wrestling into the Royal Rumble. And with that, first one would be what's going to happen with Judgment Day. Why'd they lose the tag team belts? What's going to happen with Cody and Jay? So there's so many stories that can happen. There's a lot of friction happening with JD McDonough and Damian Priest. So what is the objective? What's going to happen in Chicago with Survivor Series? First, let's start with the tag team belts. Who should face Jay and Cody, and how long should that bout be for?
Well, I mean, I think what we have to address is the Judgment Day as a faction. There's a time limit. There's an expiration date to the faction before you ruin the ability to splinter it and turn it into several storylines. You're setting up Rhea for what needs to be done. Then you're acknowledging that sometimes the Money in the Bank, the briefcase becomes the story rather than the wrestler. And I said all along, I'm not sure what you were going to do with Damian Priest as the Money in the Bank holder, other than make it about the case, because he's not ready to be the king. Like, he's not. Like, we went through this. We did the terrible thing with Miz. Like, we've done this before, where we want to elevate somebody, and you can elevate them by having the case, but you can't give them the strap. And that's kind of where it played out for me. And then you're building up Rhea and making her the force of the faction, but the reality is her real value is to split up the faction and then to build up other wrestlers as a part of the destruction of it. They need the 5 pieces of the faction. The tag team titles, I'm not sure. Like, I think at some point you got to figure out, what is Dom a big boy? Can I include him in the WWE storylines, or is it NXT? Is that his place? Is that his level? If he was legitimately Dom, he would be a part of the tag teams. You split the faction into 4. You let them figure out which 4 it is. They battle about that. Mm-hmm. There's some discomfort, all in play. Don't really know. Cody and Jay, it doesn't matter who you put them against. You can put them against New Day. You can put them against the Prophets. You can put you can put them against, Judgment Day. There's a whole realm of it. You're going to end up putting them against Kevin and
Sammy.
And Sammy, you're going to have to. You're going to have to at some point. Mm-hmm. And then the point being, what do you do after you put them there?
Or Solo and Jimmy.
Right? And then it's all 4 of them, right? And all 4 of them at some point will be back in the big strap conversation. And that's how you build them up. But then in doing so, then you've got Drew that you got to figure out what to do. Like, there's a bunch. Like Shinsuke and his performance, his character development last night was a statement. Like, that he's big fight Shinsuke now. Like, he did the thing. And they could have flipped it. Mm-hmm. Texter says we could have flipped that thing last night with Shinsuke and made strong style the thing, and then put him in the strap conversation. But Seth sells for as long as Seth wants to sell. And then when Seth's ready to go on vacation, he'll drop the strap and then somebody will move along. I'm still not sure who the next champion is.
Well, I want to read this text, and this is from Don. And by how often Don typically texts in, I'm assuming he's probably a pretty big wrestling fan. It says, Judgment Day dropping the belts is creating a divide to get Damian into a babyface and or anti-hero. Will probably not get that briefcase win from Cash In.
Right.
House, where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I mean, well, 1, he's not beating Roman Reigns, and 2, if he was going to cash in on anyone, it would be on Shinsuke, and that there's no story there. It's just not believable for him to cash in on Seth, and then to get the sympathy is to have JD be bad and have Balor be bad, and then that way, okay, man, my team has screwed me over. They're gonna maybe cost him a cash in. So there's so many different ways to make him a good guy, or Rhea just becomes so bad and kicks him out of the group. So yeah,
well,
I agree.
You've got that 5th member that you're not really sure, and then he causes it, and then he breaks it. Last night would have been the night to at least try the cash in, fail, and then give me stories for Monday. Like, that's what that would have been for me. But they know what the drive is and what they're trying to do with it. I thought so I don't know if folks are aware, but you can bet on pro wrestling.
No.
You can bet on it.
That seems like a foolish idea.
Or is it?
Is it? It depends how good you are at reading storylines.
Or is it? So let me just say, somebody I know bet on last night's pay-per-view, and they took a parlay of Seth winning, which was favorite. So there was no, there's some risk there. Cody and Jay winning, and then Street Profits losing. And he bet simply he bet more against what he thought should happen. He won. He won his parlay. Like he picked all 5 matches. I want to say he won a couple $100. He did really well.
Well, I will never use this information ever.
Well, it was
Not in the state of Nebraska. Until
right,
I'm out of the state of Nebraska.
Well, that's why. Right. But there are sites where you can do this, and he did it. And he was telling me the story. Like he sent me the bet ticket before it happened, and I'm watching it unfold, and I'm just going, oh, because I thought if anything was going to cost him, it was Cody and Jay. Right? It was Cody and Jay. He was like, nope, I'm all in. Got to get it. Yeah.
What a parlay.
Oh, my
what
God.
a great night. That could have been.
Look. And I couldn't be mad about it.
No.
Because I saw it in advance, and as it unfurled, right, I'm just going, check. Holy crap, check. Oh, my God, this is happening. This is happening in broad daylight. And then I thought, I actually said, Haas, I sent him the text. Oh, you're going to be pissed when Shinsuke wins. Right? Like, you're going to be pissed. And you could actually to bet whether they put the money in the bank up, whether they go for the cash in or not. You could actually bet on it.
Oh man, if you got good at that, those odds got to be. I don't even know what they look like.
Oh,
like you're probably looking at like plus 1,000 odds at certain points, and if you can read it right,
he bet $10.
Oh my lord,
$10, and I saw the ticket. He made like $1,200.
For those of you that have a gambling problem, please reach out to 1-800-462.
Look, I'm not telling anybody to do it. I'm just telling the story. Like it wasn't like I was just like, "Hey, bro, come on, really?" He was like, "Yeah," because I didn't know it was the thing.
I didn't realize it was the thing. Either.
I didn't know it was the thing, but then it was like, "Oh," and he said, "Well, because he likes to bet UFC, and he's really good at betting UFC. Like he's really." Shout out to Drew Dober from Omaha with a first-round knockout last night. Attaboy, Drew. 2 Nebraska fighters. Grant Dawson didn't have the same success. He was in the main event against Bobby Green, but Bobby Green's a title contender. Grant's on the come up. But Drew Dober's back in the title contention with his knockout last night. He's betting this stuff. And tell you how people are. He's a Nebraska dude, doesn't live here. So he gets to have some fun. And he sent me again the ticket. He bet for Drew Dober and against Grant Dawson. I was like, you are so disloyal because I don't understand. Like, how do you bet against your own people?
Yeah, this one, teach their own. Some people can just look at it that way.
I was like, you're betting against the Nebraskan, bro? He was like, yeah, he's about to get work. So it's always to me the interesting thing would be the next thing. You got to figure out who is Rhea's real opponent. Is it Nia? Is it? We don't know. And that's my problem is that we don't know. We don't know. If she's the faction, I don't know.
Thoughts, and then we'll throw it to break.
So there's that. Roman Reigns is coming back next week. So what's that going to lead up to? There's rumors that he'll face John Cena. It's interesting that I've never seen John Cena get beat up so much in a match because they're trying to really put LA Knight that much over, which is different than a year ago when he was the Maximum Male Model manager. So he went from a manager of 2 male models to being the loudest pop of the night. So I haven't really seen John Cena struggle in a match. I know it's scripted. I know it's all that. But we can apparently bet on John Cena being in the ring for 10 minutes or longer, over under on how long John Cena is going to be in the ring. So
you can. Will he lose by decision? Will he lose by tap out? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Like it's just like I love that about us. I love that about this country. And quite frankly, it's look, I'm not a bettor, right? I'm just not that dude. But because I don't want to do it doesn't mean that I don't want other people who enjoy doing it. And I don't want anybody to do it who it's not good for.
Yeah.
But it's set up to not be good for most people. So like it's set up. It's the whole like I don't drink. So guess what? I'm okay with there being bars where you can go and get beer. It's not good for you, probably not ideal for your life. But hey, you're a grown up in America. Do your thing, bro.
It truly is beautiful. Because I was talking about on Lloyd's and Lincoln.
Yeah.
The NBA odds are always one of my favorites.
Oh, it's so good.
Because someone will pick up a player and be like, "Hey, did you see that the Suns are plus 600 right now?"
So good.
And then it's like, it's an 82 game season, right? And someone's probably going to get hurt. Like, is that really good odds? Pretty good. It's a truly one of the most amazing things about sports in the U.S. But nonetheless, we got to throw it to break here. This DP Haas streaming in, DP in studio. I'm Harrison running the ones and twos. One more segment, The Breeze. We'll catch you guys in a little bit.
Is this you? You feel the same way every day, and it's not good. You may think there's a magic pill that can fix you. There isn't. Limitless Male has found that the majority of men who admit they feel bad are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms: low energy, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, low libido. Sound familiar? Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
I think it's just vapor.
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous. 5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Key to student success. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Take your young reader to the library, get some great books, sit down and read together, and help your more advanced readers find books they'll enjoy on their own. Also know that most public libraries let you borrow ebooks that can be downloaded to your smartphones, tablets, or laptops.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time
that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, last segment of The Breeze before we switch it over to the Nico Project. And again, Nico Project to be the third week of the show. And again, it's Nico. He brings in live guests for the first hour, typically involved in Nebraska athletics, possibly coaches as well. And then on that second hour, we just kind of run through some of those interviews he's had throughout the week. And he does a great job getting those together. So again, if you guys want to listen to that, be sure to stay tuned in for that one. And Ticket Weekends doesn't stop. It just keeps going. So honestly, you can stay on 93.7 The Ticket. Keep it on there all day because we will have shows. Man, I mean, what does the last show get over now? Midnight or 11 p.m.?
11 o'clock. Bowling to Amara and Alexis.
Yeah, so we're literally from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So we got tons of shows. If you want to know the order, I could sit here and waste time listing them all, but it's going to be easier. Ticketfm.com. Go to the website. Find them all there. But Haas, we got a little bit of time here left. What do you want to wrap things up with?
So I don't like talking about betting because I'll never bet, but 5 games were bet in this country, and here they are. The Dolphins with a 12.5 point favorite against the Giants. 85% of America bet on that.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills at a minus 5.5 because they're technically a home team. 82% of the country picked the Bills to win. What is wrong with you? I understand the game's already over. Jacksonville plays in London all the time. Their owner understands. God, what
the advantage of playing in familiar situations? It is worth. It has value.
And I didn't catch most of the game. Did they stay in London? Did they travel back from the week before? Like what? Like
I think they stayed over.
I would have stayed over. This is like the 49ers when they travel east. They stay in Ohio instead of coming all the way back to San Francisco or Santa Clara. They stay in Ohio.
I'm like 90% positive they stayed over there. I don't think they ever. It would make no sense for them to come back.
It beats the body up too much.
Yeah.
And so they came out firing and they had a big lead early on and so on. Oh, wow. Good job, America. Texans +2, 74%. That's against the Falcons. Why am I betting on the Texans?
CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud. And it's nice. Texas. You got to understand, Texas people like Texas things, and they have money to throw around. So that's what Texas does.
And I feel like the Texans head coach feeling pretty good about their organization as a whole right now. I don't know what it's going to look like win-loss at the end of the season, but they got some guys.
The online betting for the Houston Astros is phenomenal. It's incredible. It has been. It has been for the last 10 years.
One man.
Right. But that's the thing. Like, it literally.
I'm not giving him a promo, though. We're not going to say his name. We're not going to give him any unless he starts promoting the Breeze. We're not telling him who it is.
Yeah, not a thing.
Chiefs -3.5, 72% of the country. And the Chiefs are playing the Vikings at Minnesota. That's a trap game at 4 something. Is Mrs. Kelsey coming to that game or not? And then the 49ers -3.5 against the Cowboys. Niners are home. So 72% of the country picked that game.
Yes. Do it. And like my betting rules are pretty simple. If I don't like the team, bet against them. Like those are the rules. Those are the rules. Like I keep it simple. Like, do I want them to win? Okay. Do I want them to lose? Okay. That's pretty much.
Do you have the Ravens and Steelers odds? Because that's the game I'm actually really curious where America would lean that way. Do you have those in front of you?
No, it didn't show. But it wasn't.
Ravens -3.
They're 1-5 though in the last 6 years versus the Steelers.
They're up 10-0.
Oh, they are. You got the
They're
scores up
ten-
in front of you.
They're up 10-0.
Okay, we'll see.
They're up 10-0. Yeah, that's the thing. Saints are the one that I really like. I tend to think, and I hate to give people like this juice to play with, but if it's an indoor stadium, I tend to lean heavily towards overs, and because you're still able to run whatever it is you want to run, and it doesn't affect the game in that way. And then if it's an outdoor team playing indoors or an indoor team playing outdoors, those are pretty much the extremes that I'm willing to go. Other than that,
Yeah, I'm a big money line. Tell me if it's a close matchup. I'm like, tell me who the quarterbacks are. All I need to know.
Yeah.
Well, I would take Sam Howell over Justin Fields.
What?
I would take him. Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yeah. They got destroyed.
Five-
Sam Howell.
Well, but here's the lot. But see, this is short vision. The country has seen Justin Fields throw for plus 300 yards more than they have Sam Howell. Like, that's a fact. Short thinking gets you caught up in bad business. Long game is, wait a minute. We've seen him in big games. We've seen Justin Fields in big games just show out. Were we ever surprised by a 300-plus Justin Field game at Ohio State?
Definitely not.
Can we name 2 Sam Howell UNC 300-yard games?
Absolutely not.
but that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Fields, wait a minute, of the 2 quarterbacks, who's more experienced in the NFL?
This is music to my ears. It's
Right,
Fields. That's exactly
I'm
what
just-
I need to hear.
I'm going with the betting side of it, where if there was any odds, I don't know what the line was for the Commanders and the Bears. The Bears just gave up a bad lead against Denver. Commanders are at home, short week. It's a massive betting victory to go with the Commanders on that. So that
No,
I'm trying
until Dick Butkus passes 2 hours before the game, and I'm like, nope, don't even show up, Commanders. There's zero chance that goes to Dick Butkus and allows the Bears to lose tonight. There's zero chance, like zero.
and DJ Moore looked like Steve Smith from Carolina.
Right. I was just like, okay, why are y'all playing? Move the game back.
That is so funny. DJ Moore, man, that guy is just going off. It's kind of crazy. You look at his stats compared to Chase Claypool's stats with the Bears. He's like doubled all his numbers already.
See you, Chase.
Yeah, see you later. Sorry it didn't work out for you.
Yeah, bro. Bye.
Wish best of luck to you.
Oh man, so
Wouldn't Carolina enjoy having DJ Moore to help their young quarterback?
That's what I always thought. And that's the one I was a little surprised by them. I mean, I think that was the cherry on top. I think they couldn't make that trade unless the Bears got DJ Moore. I'm guessing that was kind of the final piece in the straw, and Panthers got desperate. Because I do think that was a bad trade for him. Because now, tell you what, if they really keep having a rough season, Bears looking at that number 2 pick possibly in Marvin Harrison, that could be nice. You had another weapon to the Bears. I'm not giving up on Fields yet. Put it that way. That's where I'm at. But Haas, real quick, want to wrap things up here. Any last statements before we get out of here and switch it over to the Nico project?
Is it just me because I'm a Niners fan, or Cowboys 49ers on Sunday Night Football? Is that a game that's exciting to watch?
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Who you guys got? Who you guys got?
49ers. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I don't like the Cowboys. You know, I like the Cowboys less than I like or vice versa. Yeah, I got more animosity towards the Cowboys than I do the 49ers.
It's just the Cowboy fans. Like, they've ruined everything. They just brag.
Tonight, the Niners are America's team. Show it.
49ers, America's team tonight. We'll find out. This has been The Breeze. Be sure to tune in next week. Again, it's always from 11 or 12 to 1 p.m. Up next, Nico Project. He's going to have some interviews lined up for you, as well as a live interview in studio.
Got a coach.
We got a coach with us today. Should be a great one. Be sure to stay tuned in. We'll catch you guys later.
Can you dig it? Sucker!